The science fiction film I.S.S. is an underwhelming one, to be honest. This film has so many issues that I didn't know what the heck was going on, and to make matters worse, this one isn't even entertaining either. And why I say that I didn't know what was going on, it's just that the plot was all over the place. So the story of this one is that it takes place on International Space Station. There are 6 astronauts, 3 from America and 3 from Russia. But when a nuclear war breaks out between the 2 countries, then these 6 astronauts don't know if they can trust each other. And from there, it's a movie that is generic and boring. Don't get me wrong, this film had potential to be so much better. It's just that there is so much I didn't like about this one. The characters, the music, the acting. Even the story at large was just downright awful. And to make matters worse, the lack of strong character development is another reason of why I didn't like this movie. Why am I going to care about these characters if I don't know much about them? The concept of this film does sound interesting on paper, but when it came to execution, the whole thing was poorly done. I will say this one did start off on the right foot, but after 20 minutes, it quickly spiraled into a disaster of a movie. Nonetheless, when it comes down to it, this film isn't fun, it's not entertaining, and quite frankly, I prefer to never look at this one ever again. One of the main problems that this film suffers from is the lack of tension and intensity. Just seeing these 6 astronauts be on this space station, yeah, it does look interesting when it comes to the trailer, but I saw the whole film, I was like, what the hell is this? Ariana DeBose, her acting was pretty weak, to be honest. I'm not saying she's a terrible actor, but in this, her character isn't that interesting. In fact, all the characters in this film ain't interesting. This whole film is just so many issues it has. The plot is all over the place. Well, at least the actor, Paolo Beck, I'm probably saying his name wrong, but his acting wasn't that bad, interesting enough. But this whole entire film just didn't make any sense in terms of what they was trying to do with this. It's like halfway through the film, the people that made this movie, they just, they typed the script into AI. This movie felt like it was written by AI, and I'm not even joking here. In fact, this movie is so absurd. At one point, I won't spoil it, but there is a character that does something completely left field that just don't make any sense to the overall plot. And then the ending is even worse than that. The movie ended, I was like, that's it? That's how you end the film? What is this? What's a movie that's compelling and intense to watch? Gravity. And that only has 2 main characters. This whole film has a whole list of problems that I don't think anything could have saved it, to be honest. At the end of the day, if you're a fan of the science fiction genre and you think about checking this out, then do yourself a favor and skip it, because believe me, this movie is not worth the effort. I'm giving this film a 4 out of 10. Yeah, I would consider this film one of the worst science fiction movies I have seen in quite some time. This one could have at least been decent, but what we got instead was a 95-minute movie where these characters made stupid decisions. I was bored throughout this film, and quite frankly, it's nothing but a dumpster fire in my opinion. And that's my review of I.S.S. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie if you have seen it. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.